Hello. So we've finally got a chance to do another fry update. I've just cleared all my work off. So in this one now, we've got the Yamabuki. Maybe you can see them. There's millions and millions of fry in here. I'm going to try and leave them in here as long as I can this time. This is how we normally grow the fry. We normally grow them in here until they get to an inch, and then we take them into the building. On the Doitsu Sankey fry, we had massive problems. We lost a lot of fish the first night that we put them in. Too small to scrape. We did as what you call a squash test, where you sacrifice a fry and put it under the microscope, and still couldn't find anything, but the fry was dropping like flies. So we checked all the water, we checked it all again, all the water was spot on, so it's got a bit of parasite in there. So we did another squash test, still couldn't find any. In the end, I'd found it on a shower fry that was in there, and they'd actually got white spot. I'll go into the building first, and it wiped the whole lot out in 48 hours. But now we've treated it as we always use, malachite and formalin. All the shower fry fine. It's just, it's a couple of days old. They're not going to stand malachite and formalin. See them in here. See if we can get a torch. But the shower fry are fine. These are all clean now. On the other fry, millions and millions of these. Looking really, really good. Getting some nice markings on them. Let's see if we can show you any. You can see the Piracina fry, they stand out like a sore arm. Really bright white. The difference in size is unreal, same as every other year, because these are the same age as these, but there's some in here now, must be 2.5 inches long. On the next one I'll actually net a couple out just to show you what we look for when we're going to cull a few out. But the difference in sizes, if you look at, it's hard to show you in here because it's so deep. But some of the smaller fry do turn out really, really nice fish, and they tend to be a lot brighter. Don't know why that is, but over the years we've noticed these fry that lag behind, they do turn out quite nice. We've actually borrowed, we had a phone call off a friend of mine the other day. The guy had got a problem with his pond. Ammonia absolutely through the roof. So we nipped over, did a few water tests for him. The ammonia was high. The pH had dropped to about 5.5. Well, that's all signs of no KH in the water. So we tested the KH, and the KH were gone. We tested his tap water. There were no KH in it. So we got him to put some KH buffer in, dilute the ammonia down first, because the KH buffer rises the pH, and if your pH goes above 8 and you grow ammonia in there, it burns your fish. But while we were there, we noticed it got a couple of chargoy. So me being me, are a bit cheeky, and we've borrowed them. Now we've scraped them and they're all clean. I did 2 scrapes on both fish and there's no parasites on them. And we've put the Kohaku in to see whether we can get some Achiba. It should produce chargoy and Achiba. Now I think he says that the fish are 3 years old, but he's had them from about 3 inches. So it'd be interesting just to see if we can get them to spawn. I put them in here about 8 o'clock last night. When we brought them back, even though they were clean, we still put them in this cooling down pool, and we treated them with malachite and formalin, just to make sure that we didn't miss anything. And then they'll go in here, and they'll be in here for 3 days. If they don't spawn within 3 days, then we'll take them back. Hopefully his pond's all up and running by then, which it should be. Fingers crossed we'll get a few chargoy. Once we've spawned these, we're going to do the new Kajaku that we brought in, or that we bought early on in the year. She's still getting fatter and fatter with eggs. The longer that we leave her, the more eggs there's going to be. That's the female shag. As you can see, she's really swollen with eggs. She's carrying them right up to her front fins. And these have gone that way. We'll leave these to it. They've only got just over 2 days left in there. But these should be interesting. These are the Yambuki Ogon that we also put in the Doitsu Metallic. With the Yamabuki, they are a metallic fish, so crossing the Doitsu Metallic should produce both, but we'll have to see until the fry grows just to exactly what they is. A little Yamabuki from last year that we'll put in. She's about 8 inches now. There's a shower. There's the Tancho shower. A little one. Well, we can see any others. They're normally all lied under these lilies. Oh, there's a Tancho Sankey. Where's he gone? He's perfect circle on his head. He's grown about 1 inch. There's a pair of Kajakus. So looking really good, especially with some of the bigger fry. They're getting some really nice markings. I finished a bit late tonight. I wanted to get a few out and just bowl them up, just so I could show you some of the patterns. But unfortunately, as I say, it's dropping dark now, and then with LED lights on, it's not going to do them no justice. So on the next video, I'll do it when we've got a bit more time and I'll show you some of the patterns of the fish coming out from the Sankey spawn where we crossed it with the Piracina Ogon. And as you can see, we have got both out of the spawn. Deformity there. I've nearly got them all out here now. I'm beginning to think though that the Piracina, I don't think she was 3-year-old. You seem to get a lot more deformities if you start breeding them real young on a first spawn. So next year will be a lot better spawn with her. I like to start them early anyway. It's just you don't get as many good fry as you would with one that's 3 and it's already had its first poor spawn, should I say. But on the bigger stuff, the last year's stuff, these are really going down. I'm running out of fish now. Still a few grow ones in here. And the big tancho there, she's about 8 inches, maybe 8.5. And then these are empty, waiting for these to come in. As soon as these outside come in here. But this is all we have left from last year's. I've had some amazing photos from people that's had them, and then they've sent me photos of how they're growing. Unbelievable. I mean, we never seem to see this because I don't tend to save that many. So I don't see the growth past 10 inches really. Yeah, they're all going down to the bottom now because there's no, as soon as it starts going dark, then they'll all go. And I've just fed these just before I did the video. Still a lot of fry, not as many as I normally have, nowhere near. But if anything can go wrong, it's gone wrong this year. Real shame about the Doitsu Sankeys. Don't know where the white spot come from, but we did notice. I played the cameras back and we had the heron come and stood on the wall straight above them. Now whether it come off that, we've got some ponds just behind the house, and whether it's just come out of them ponds and come straight here, and if you got a bit of water on it, a white spot, it could have come from there. There's nowhere else on this garden where there's been white spot. Everywhere else is clear. It was just in this tank. And so we treated the others out there, and then we treated the Sankey fry. Well, I'd already lost the Sankey fry, but we treated the shower fry. They're a little bit older, a little bit bigger, so they can stand the malachite and formalin. See a few there. And that's cleared them up now. So, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe. If we keep getting people subscribed, I'll keep finding time to do these videos and updates. If you'd like to see how all these fish turn out, and same again, please subscribe. I'll keep the updates going all year, just so we can show you how they grow and as the colours are coming. But in the next video, same as I say, I'll net a few out, I'll bowl them up just so we can have a better look, because we can't really, it's not really showing them up in here. Couple of shower fry there, look, the black one, looking a bit skinny ears. Some Sankey fry, no shower. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.